And in our top business story, the 10th World Islamic Economic Forum in Dubai will witness the presence of a number of global leaders, business leaders and high-profile speakers taking centre stage to showcase Dubai's vision for the capital of Islamic economy and its potential in addressing some of the most critical economic and business-related issues facing the world today. Expected to be attended by more than 2,500 participants, the forum, organised by the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation, will run from October 28 to 30th, 2014 at the Madinat Jumeirah. The forum will feature 3 days of thought-provoking discussions and plenary sessions led by some of the top luminaries from the global economic arena. His Excellency Abdurrahman Saif Al Ghurair, Chairman of Dubai Chambers, said the engagement with high-level speakers from across the world promises lively and interesting debate and an exceptional forum that will contribute to the transformation of the global economy through a generation of new ideas and promotion of business collaboration. Prominent in the list of confirmed speakers is Tan Sri Dr. Zeti Akhtar Aziz, Governor of Central Bank of Malaysia, who will address a dialogue session, Sukuk development and financial stability, particularly in the context of the expanding Sukuk market. Etihad Cargo, the freighter division of Etihad Airways, will partner with Avianca Cargo, the cargo division of the Latin American carrier Avianca, based in Colombia, through a commercial agreement to deploy a freighter flight from Milan's Malpensa airport to Bogota in Colombia and from Bogota to Amsterdam. The new service will operate twice a week beginning 12th of November 2014, providing an important cargo connection between Europe and South America. The flights will also facilitate seamless transportation of goods to other markets around the world by linking the extensive global networks of both Etihad Airways and Avianca Cargo. In addition to passenger flights by Etihad Airways, Etihad Cargo currently operates 4 freighter flights per week between Abu Dhabi and Milan Malpensa. It will also feed traffic from markets across Asia, the Middle East and Africa. Avianca Cargo will provide cargo services through its Bogota hub at El Dorado International Airport with its passengers and cargo flights to and from most countries in Latin America, including Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Uruguay and Paraguay. The new route will commence with a Boeing 747-400 freighter, offering a maximum capacity of 105 tons, with strong demand expected for transportation of raw materials, perishables, machinery parts, equipment, industrial consumables and fashion goods. Innovative training solutions, developing employee engagement and strategies for talent retention were in top focus as the HR Summit and Expo returned for its 11th edition. More than 4,000 visitors are expected to attend the 3-day conference and exhibition, which is regarded as the most influential HR event in the Middle East. Throughout the event, more than 60 international experts, speakers and renowned business gurus, such as Marshall Goldsmith, David Ulrich and Liz Wiseman, are delivering talks on best practices for talent management, as well as compensation and professional development. The event is aimed at offering innovative ideas and an exchange of expertise for the training and development companies that are based in Dubai, in return allowing them to introduce new programs for their clients. According to the organisers, much of the focus this year has been on using technology to offer the training programs, which tends to be time efficient and cost effective for the corporations. Through participation in the event, HR leaders of the corporations will also be able to learn the new tools to ensure that they retain the right talent for their firms.
We try and cover HR from a holistic point of view. So we don't just, a lot of companies, for example, seem to focus on recruitment and attraction, and a lot of companies seem to focus on employee benefits. So I think the issue requires a lot of work between different parts of HR to make sure that they drive that strategy. So for example, it could start with employer branding, getting for the company to be out within the talent pool, for people to associate working for a certain company with a good brand or a good career development plan. So it starts with the employee branding, and then it moves on to getting the pay structures right, the employee benefits right, the recognition systems in place right, and then the next step would be also in terms of having the learning and development strategies in place. And now there's a lot of new ways and technologies that you can introduce to your learning and development programs that I think now companies are starting to utilize more.
Among the renowned regional and international experts who spoke at the event was renowned author and business guru Marshall Goldsmith. During his talk, Marshall stated that the business leaders of tomorrow have to be at the forefront of developing their employee engagement, which involves building relationships and encouraging self-assessment. Feed Forward was one of the exercises mentioned during the talk, which encourages forward thinking and focusing on things the staff can change in the future rather than focus on the issues of the past. According to Marshall, building clear goals and reviewing the progress is the key for long-term development.
So I think what leaders need to do is learn that achievement may be all about me, but leadership is all about them. Being able to ask, listen, learn, and grow on the job, very important. The great Peter Drucker said, the leader of the past knew how to tell, and the leader of the future is going to know how to ask. Most leaders today manage knowledge workers. A knowledge worker knows more about what they're doing than their bosses do. So you have to learn to ask, listen, learn, and grow on the job and not just coast. Well, I did a Feed Forward exercise today. This is how I've done with hundreds of thousands of people around the world. I give people feedback, and the feedback helps them figure out what they need to improve. But after that, everything is Feed Forward. In Feed Forward, you learn to ask for input, listen to it, think about it, thank people, not promise to do everything, and learn. And what you don't do in Feed Forward is argue. You don't prove people are wrong. It is incredible how much time this saves. And it's the essence of my coaching. So what happens, you learn to ask for input, listen, learn, thank people. You don't argue, you don't judge, critique. And then people love it. It's positive, upbeat, and they get better, as opposed to feedback, which tends to be a downer and negative, and let's prove what's wrong with you and point out your previous sins.
The US dollar gave back some of its gains last week as risk appetite returned to global markets. The US dollar index, a measure of the US dollar against a basket of currencies, including the euro and British pound, dropped 0.82% as the euro and precious metals like gold moved higher. Turning to the week ahead, all attention will be on the Euro Summit, where top European leaders will meet to discuss sluggish growth, spiralling fiscal deficits and anemic output, which has worsened Eurozone prospects over the course of the year. Markets will also watch for a key run of data from China, including the third quarter GDP readings expected at 7.2% and Chinese industrial production, which is expected at 7.5%. We spoke to Gaurav Kashyap, the head of futures at Alpari Middle East, to get his views.
Well, we've seen markets reverse some of their losses from the past few weeks as risk appetite came flooding back into markets. If we focus on the Indian markets, we saw a large rally on Monday's opening session as a result of some improving political developments from India, which saw optimism flooding back into the Indian markets. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi registered two very big state wins in Maharashtra and Haryana, and this has led to a lot of optimism into the Indian equity markets. As a result of this, we expect the Indian rupee to continue gaining in the week ahead against the US dollar. The target in the Indian rupee, if you look at the spot USD INR, is between 60.8 and 61. On DGCX, that equates to 63.90 to 164.50 levels. So this will be the target for the Indian rupee in the week ahead. If we move over across to Europe, we've seen a bit of a spike in Euro USD prices. This is as a result of some of the short covering, as a result of the short selling pressure from the weeks ago, excuse me. We can expect the Euro probably to test 129 levels, but once again, this will be a bit of a struggle, and we don't expect the Euro USD to recover once it touches 1.29. That'll be a very, very stiff support resistance level, excuse me. Overall, Euro leaders will be meeting on October 23rd for a two-day meeting. This will, of course, lead to a lot of volatility in the Euro cross in the week ahead. Over across to China, we have a Q3 reading expected. This will be a lot of volatility we can expect for currency crosses such as the Australian dollar. But overall, we'll watch to see how those numbers come out. If they come in line with expectations, we can expect further upsides in global markets. Finally, if we look at gold prices, we can expect gold to probably test 1270 per troy ounce in the week ahead. But once again, we don't expect any gains further past this number.